Hey yo, welcome to Alt Life Yoga. Thanks for coming to check this out. Go ahead and click subscribe and comment on all of that stuff right now before you get all yoga blissed out from movement, right? Okay, thanks. So I've been joking lately that I'm becoming like the middle school whisperer because I keep doing all of these outreach classes for like 6th to 8th grade classrooms. It's been really fun. And their teachers are always like apologizing to me. They're like, oh, I'm so sorry. Like this whole group was all fidgety. And I'm like, yeah, they're fidgety, man. They move around a lot. They're kids, right? Like that's what kids do. Kids can't sit still, right? Um, Kids have it figured out. We're not supposed to stay still all the time. What's all these huge health problems we're always complaining about? Oh, my back is stiff, my hips are sore, my shoulders are all hunched. And why do they do those things? Because we sit all the time, right? What's the antidote for that? Don't sit, move, do things, get out there, fidget, do weird stuff. I have like kids who always have like an arm floating up. Great, sweet, do the thing that makes sense to you. Maybe even sometimes do things that don't really make sense to you, but you know that you need to move around a lot, right? Yoga was actually originally created as a way to condition the body, because even back then, bodies were not meant to sit still, to condition the body to be able to sit still, to get all the movement out, to get all the stiffness out, so that sitting still for long periods of time isn't quite so insane. Because when we're able to then find that stillness and find that softness in the body, we're able to find the stillness and the softness in the mind, and we can become enlightened, or at least a little bit chilled out, right? So we're gonna have a really awesome flowy practice today, working all kinds of stuff out and being a little bit wild. Yeah. Let's do the thing, shall we? The thing. So let's start off this practice with some movement, shall we? Let's start with some cat-cows. Drop your belly down, lift your gaze. Exhale, round to the spine. Inhale, open up cow pose. Exhale, rounding into cat. And take this a couple more times. Really starting to connect your breath with your movement. And if some different movement starts to speak to you, then go ahead and take it. Maybe you want to move a little bit side to side. Maybe you can take some hip circles back. And then make sure you even yourself out. Maybe you find just that right spot. Yeah, right there. And you can hang out. Get a good stretch, move around the other way. There's not really a wrong way to do this. You might be able to find some things that really speak to you, or you just feel a little bit silly, which is fine. And then eventually, once you've worked yourself out, settling yourself back in table pose, you're going to come into extended table, take your right arm forward, and put your pinky fingers down so that you feel the backs of your arms engage, and then stretch the left leg back. And try to even out your hips and shoulders. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, take both hand and knee down. And then it's left arm forward, pinky fingers down. Feel the muscles wrap behind your shoulder blades. And then right leg goes back. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, lower hand and knee down. I'm going to push into the mat so that the upper back rounds just a little bit. And then curl the toes under, pull the belly button up, and then get the knees about 1.5 inches off of the floor. And then keep the pinky fingers down into the ground. Lift your thigh bones up into your hips. You might feel a little bit more hollow in the belly. And then take the knees back down. We're going to take that into a flow. So stretch your right arm forward, your left leg back. Breathe in. And then as you exhale, lower the hand and knee down. Take the other side. Inhale, left arm, right leg. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, pinky fingers push down, backs of the arms lift. Exhale, hover the knees up off the floor. Inhale, pick the thigh bones up, a little bit more hollow in the belly. Exhale, set the knees down. Inhale, right arm, left leg. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, left arm, right leg, trying to stay even in the torso. Lower hand and knee down. Inhale, open up the back muscles. Use those to lift the knees up off the floor. Thighs pull up, breathe in. Exhale, come down. One more time, breathe in. And come down. Inhale, lengthen out, even in the body. Exhale, lower hand and knee down. Widen and broaden the back. And exhale, pick the knees up off the floor. Inhale, pick the thigh bones up to the hips. Exhale, lower down. And take a deep breath in, little cow pose. And then widen your knees, sit the hips back and the heels, child's pose. Good. Just take a deep breath in and out here. And then come forward onto your belly. We're going to focus a lot on the backs of the arms and long legs through this practice. So bring the backs of the arms right into the backs of your ribs. Feel yourself lift up and forward, little cobra pose. And then stretch the right toes out so far behind you that they start to lift up off the floor. And then go ahead and lower your cobra, lower your leg. And then inhale, come forward with the chest, back to the arms, back, left leg lifts up. Exhale, lower. And keep wrapping the elbows back. Take this again. Inhale, right leg. Exhale, lower. Inhale, left leg. Exhale, lower. And really use the hands to engage the upper arms. Right side. Exhale, lower. Inhale, left side. And then lower it down. From here, come in a downward dog. Curl the toes under. Lift the hips up. Walk into the heels a bit. Relax the spine. And seek out some movement. What does your body need? What's going to help this down dog feel really good? When you find it, when you find that safe softness, and push your pinky fingers down. Get the backs of the arms engaged. Take a deep breath in. Look forward. Step your feet up to the front of your mat. When you get there, long spine. Exhale, fold down. Inhale, stand all the way up. Exhale, hands come down into your heart. Sun salutation, a deep breath in. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, long spine. Plant the hands, step back to the top of your plank. Now push down to the pinky fingers. Use the backs of the arms to connect as you come forward and down. On your inhale, come to the tops of the feet. Up dog or cobra where we just were, and then curl the toes under, downward facing dog. Take a few breaths here, pushing the floor away, relaxing into the heels, even if that means your knees are bent. Deep breath in. Exhale. One more time, breathe in. Look forward, step your feet up to the front of your mat. And then inhale, long spine, lift the chest forward. Exhale, fold down. Inhale, stand up. Exhale, hands come down into your heart. Take a deep breath in, stretch up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands, step back, top of your plank. Then come forward, elbows to the ribs, and then keep pulling the upper arms back to get your chest through. Curl the toes, downward facing dog. Broaden into the back a little bit more through the pinky fingers, maybe even feel the back of the heart lift up, and then bend into your knees. And so it's going to be kind of like you're coming up out of a squat. It's that function in your legs, taking a little bit of a bounce here. And then maybe you keep pushing into the mat so far with your hands that you can take the hips up, but stretch your toes down. So long legs, right? Maybe take this 3 times. Push into the mat, legs go down. Good. And then settle back into your downward dog. Relax the back of your neck. Maybe shake your head out. And then take the right leg back. Look forward. Step the right foot up to the front of the mat. Take the left heel down. Come up into warrior one. And then pull your right thigh bone back. We're going to cross right arm on top of left. And you can either take palms together for eagle or grab the bottoms of your shoulders if maybe you've got a little bit of, if this feels a little bit more comfortable. And then we're going to come forward, humble eagle or humble hug, but don't let your right thigh bone get away from you. Pull it back in, relax the head, pull the elbows down. On your inhale, release the arms, come up warrior one, maybe get a little bit of a back bend out of it. And then take the hands down to your mat. You can skip this or take the vinyasa. Inhale forward, exhale, elbows to the ribs. Inhale, back bend, wrap the arms behind you. Curl the toes, downward facing dog. Good, inhale, left leg lifts up. Look forward, step it up to the front of your mat, right heel comes down. Come on up, warrior one. And pull that thigh bone in to keep both hips and shoulders forward. And then wrap the opposite arm on top. If the palms don't come together easily, you can grab the bottoms of the shoulders. Take the chest forward, long spine, long neck. Try to relax your head when you come down here. Elbows to the floor, left thigh bone pulling back. Exhale. Release the arms. Come up, warrior one. Exhale, plant the hands, step back, top of your plank. From here, come forward, long spine. Exhale, elbows to the ribs. Inhale, back bend. Exhale, downward facing dog. And from here, take a deep breath in. Exhale, melt the heels and the heart. Look forward, breathe in again. At the end of your exhale, look forward. Maybe you hop yourself up to the front of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, stand all the way up. Exhale, hands come down into your heart. And take a deep breath in, stretch the arms open. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Now stay lifted. See if you can take your right leg back behind you and really pull out through the right leg. And then step your right leg all the way back. Find a lunge. You might need to take a couple of steps. Get yourself nice and open. Reach the legs apart. And then pull the left arm open, coming into a twist. Make sure you're pushing the right hand into the floor to get out of the shoulder. Exhale, both hands come down. From here, stretch your left leg all the way back, three-legged dog. And then maybe you set the left foot down first. Maybe you look forward and just take your right knee down to the floor. Now, even at the hips, pull the chest forward, and then come forward, lowering down chaturanga on one knee, and then take both legs down, top of the feet, breathe in, back bend. Curl the toes, downward facing dog. Good. And take a deep breath in. Exhale. And step your feet together. Lower the knees down so you can walk your hands back. And then you're going to keep the toes curled under. Lift up onto your toes. Widen the knees and walk your hands a bit further forward. Let your hips drop back behind your heels. And try to stretch the arms out all the way through the spine as much as you can. If you feel a little bit unsafe, you can have hands a little bit closer in. You feel a little bit steadier here. This is a great place to stay, this malasana, this garland squat, just opening up the hips, releasing the spine. It also gives us an opportunity to work into crow pose. So you're going to come upwards, not forwards. Get the knees up into the outsides of the armpits. Come up, push into the hands. Get those chaturanga arms, wrapping the upper arms back. Maybe as you take the weight forward, you keep going up, 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 up. Maybe balancing for a moment, and then coming back down. And then we're all going to come back into downward facing dog. And take a deep breath in. Exhale, let it out. You can step or you can float, broadening the back, hollowing out the belly. Feet forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold down. Inhale, stand all the way up. Exhale, hands come to your heart. And take a deep breath in. Exhale, fold. Inhale, nice long spine. Keep the long spine and stretch your right leg back. Inhale, nice long spine. This time stretch your left leg back, lengthening all the way through the body. And relax the shoulders. And then step the left foot back and adjust your right foot however you need it to have a really nice long lunge. And then pull the thigh bones up into the hips, the right fingertips up into the sky. And then pull your right thigh bone in so you might get a little bit more twisting going on. And then take both hands down. You're going to lift the right leg all the way up, three-legged dog. Remember that you can always take the right foot down or leave it lifted to take the knees down. And then with the right leg stretched behind you, even hips, come forward. Wrap the backs of the arms behind you to support. And then come forward. Up dog. Curl the toes. Downward facing dog. And just for good measure, we're going to come back and try that squat or that crow pose again. So, really important is the idea of opening up the chest in crow pose, which is really hard. What we often want to do is let our shoulders come in here, but then we're not using the pectoral muscles. We need to have those open and broad to be strong. You always see like bodybuilders, they're opening to flex those muscles. So push down into your hands, elbows up by the armpits, knees, those are your knees. Great, knees up by armpits, and then come up, squeeze knees in, push the floor away, push, 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 push. And then come back down, go ahead and walk forward. Find yourself back in downward dog. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Look forward. Maybe you step, maybe you float. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, Uttanasana. Inhale, Utthita Hastasana. Exhale, Samastiti. Good. Move through one more flow. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. And then plant your hands. Maybe this time you hop right back to Chaturanga, or you could step yourself there. Upward dog, downward facing dog. Inhale, the right leg stretches back. Look forward, step it up to the front of your mat. Take the left heel down, come up, warrior two. And set up a nice strong warrior two. So you really want to pull that right knee forward. Make sure it's in the same line with the toes. Now your bottom arm, we're going to adapt peaceful warrior and side angle. I want you to focus on your bottom arm. So take your left arm and reach it towards your right heel as you take the right arm up. So this peaceful warrior variation, arm stretches in front of you and down. And then switch arms. You're going to take your right arm, reach it back towards your left heel as you pull the left arm up and above the head. Focus on this bottom arm, and it's free. Notice I don't have it pushed down into my leg. And then inhale, peaceful. Exhale, side angle. We're going to take this into a little bit of a flow. Notice that my lower body stays pretty stable. I'm finding the motion, the changes in my upper body. Deep breath in. One more time. And this time come up sky archer, so straighten into your front leg. You can let the left hand rest on the thigh this time, and then reach up and out of the right hip. Deep breath in. And go ahead and windmill the hands all the way down onto the floor. You're going to lift the left heel up, come into a lunge, and then stretch the right leg back again. Now, if you're working with that knee on the floor in your push-up, go ahead and go there. Maybe we can take a three-legged push-up sequence. So you're going to come forward, three-legged vinyasa, elbows into the ribs, three-legged chaturanga, and then both feet come down, open the chest through the arms, curl the toes, downward dog. Exhale. Whew. Go ahead and look forward. At the end of your exhale, bring your feet to the front of the mat. Maybe you just step up there. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold down. Inhale, stand all the way up. Exhale, hands come down into your heart. Good. Other side. Deep breath in. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. And then plant the hands. Maybe you step, maybe you hop back to your chaturanga. Upward dog. Downward dog. And inhale, left leg reaches back. Look forward, step it to the front of your mat. Right heel down, warrior two. Pulling this left thigh bone in so that the knee stays facing forward. Arms are separate from the legs, very energized. And push down into your right pinky toe. And then come forward. Make sure that you don't come forward over the body. Keep the right arm open as you reach the left arm underneath. Again, go into a flow. Inhale, lift. Exhale, pull forward. Inhale, pull up. Strong, steady legs. Exhale, come forward. Inhale, pulling up. Exhale, forward. This time as you come up, straighten the left leg, lift up sky archer. Pull the ribs up and away from the hips, creating space. Deep breath in. And windmill the hands down. Come into a lunge, lift the right heel up, and then push the floor away. Take the left leg all the way back. Try to keep your hips even. Come forward. Elbows graze by the ribs. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Three-legged vinyasa, folks. You made it. Woohoo. And take a deep breath in. This time lower the knees down and come back into child's pose for just a moment. Relax your arms, maybe wiggle the fingertips out a little bit. And then come forward to laying on your belly. You know, smooth transition there. Elbows underneath your shoulders, so not elbows behind, right? We just did all that work. We're going to relax the arms a little bit, being in Sphinx pose. The elbows right under the shoulders, maybe a little bit in front. Just a nice, easy back bend. See if you can draw the shoulders back a little bit more. Melting the hips down into the floor, give them more rest. We just did a lot of folding, so we're going to stretch them out a bit. And then come on down. You can rest your forehead or a cheek, wiggle the hips a little bit side to side. And then take the elbows back underneath the shoulders again, come back into Sphinx pose. Make a fist with your right hand and put it to your left elbow. Use the fist to remind yourself to stay really strong in that right arm. Bend into the left leg, reach back and grab for your foot. I kind of like grabbing the inside here because I'm going to get a little bit more on the front of the shoulder. So I'm bringing the left hip, the left shoulder forward, and then pushing the foot back, getting a quad stretch, keeping my knee and my foot in line. Breathe in, and then switch to the other side. So both hands come forward, fist in the left hand, comes to the right elbow. I use that fist to keep myself lifted. Bend the right leg, reach back for the foot, and then push the foot back, push the right hip, right shoulder forward. And I'm lifting the ribs up, lengthening my neck, all the way energized through the body. Deep breath in, and then release. Come on forward. Forehead rest down on the floor. You can rock the heels again. All right. We're going to come into Dhanurasana or bow pose. It's just going to be a really nice lengthening through the front of the body, all that stuff that we've worked so hard with the muscles. Stretch them out. I'm going to grab the outsides of the feet and nestle the shoulder blades back first. Okay. Push the feet into the hands and first lift the chest up and then see about lengthening the knees back and see if you get any more lift. Now see if you can breathe, relax the shoulders. Inhale. And then come on down. Release your feet, give it a rest. If you rested one ear, maybe rest the other. Softly rock the hips side to side. And then we're going to come in again, like many things, we're going to think about going up. So by finding space, but not in the shoulders hunching up with you, with the ears moving away. So grab the outsides of the feet, pull the knees back, push the feet back, and then lift the toes upwards. Good. Deep breath in. Exhale, lower down, hands under shoulders. Resist the urge to come back to child's pose. Try to go for Anahatasana or puppy dog, heart-melting shape. And that way it's less creasing the hip flexors that we just stretched out, but we're still creating some space in the spine. And then walk the hands back towards you. I'm going to take the legs out in front. I'm going to take the left leg in and leave the right leg forward. We're going to work into Janu Shirsasana, which is head to knee pose. And my friend told me recently she does this with her daughter. They call it kissy knee pose. But oh my gosh, that's totally the translation. That's adorable. So we're going to come forward. And the goal, by the way, is not just to kiss your knee. We know this is to lengthen the body over the legs. So try to rock your hands forward. And if this is your space where you say, okay, I'm long, I'm getting some feeling, that's where you stay. If you've got any more space to continue coming forward, feel free to do so. Now, your left knee here. What we often think of is, oh, push your knee down. That way you open up the inner thigh. But every time I push that knee down, I've noticed I feel like I'm gripping and lifting in my hip flexor. So try the opposite. Try pulling the left thigh bone into the hip. I'm noticing that my hips are a little bit more even this way. And I've got a little bit more room to work the body forward on the inside of the leg. Take a full round of breath. Deep breath in. Exhale to soften. And then walk your hands back. And try the other side. So left leg forward, right leg comes back. And then lift the tush up, if it's in the way or anything. And then bring the body forward. Find your level of stretch over this leg. And then rather than pushing the knee down, Draw the thigh bone back, see if that creates any more space to lengthen forward and also any more release to those hip flexors, the inner thighs. And deep breath in. Exhale, soften. And then start to come up. I'm going to come down onto the back. I'm going to pull my right leg into my chest, leave my left leg out, and relax the front of the left thigh. You can even take the hand and massage that hip crease. And then keep the left hand on the left hip to keep it down. Open the right leg out, open that inner thigh, try to keep the left hip lifted. And I'm going to roll all the way over to the right side and stretch my right leg out in front of me. And I'm going to come up so I can come down on my chest, more or less. Good. Take a deep breath in. And then come on up, down onto the back again. Right leg gives a squeeze. And then switch out for the other side. And relax the shoulders, relax the thigh bones. Maybe give a massage to the front of the right thigh. And then keep the right hand on the hip, open the knee up. Notice I'm trying to keep this right hip down, but also relaxing the inner left thigh. And then roll all the way over to the left. My left leg goes out in front of me, my right leg still stretched to the back of my mat. And then I'm going to create a twist through the spine by taking both shoulders down towards the mat. And I'm also going to twist in the low back and the pelvis by reaching the legs apart from each other. Relax the shoulders. Deep breath in. And then come on to the back, a little bit of fancy maneuvering there. And bring the knees into the chest, give a squeeze. Open up the arms, take the knees over to the right. Relax down into the left shoulder, the left ribs, maybe look to the left. And take the knees up. And over to the other side, look towards your right arm. Relax the right rib cage. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Now take your knees up into your chest, give yourself a hug, and ask yourself this question. Hey, self, what kind of movement do I need right now? Is there anything? Do I need another back bend? Do I need another twist? Do I want to do an inversion? Start this thing all over again? Just bust out 20 vinyasas? What do I need? And once you've answered that question, go ahead and seek it out. And if the answer to that question is nothing, dude, relax. Once you come to that answer, and then stretch your legs out. Let your arms soften and open down by your sides. Relax the face, relax the body. Because now you have arrived at that point where you should have worked out all of the necessary movements for the body to find some space, the ability to become a little bit softer. And even here in stillness, it's not stagnant. The body is still going through circulation and respiration. Your blood and your breath move. We're able to start to quiet the mind and not turn it off. You don't want to turn the brain off, you need that. But letting it take a breather, going to softer, quieter thoughts. And then staying here as long as you like, as long as you are able to remain still. Maybe even challenging yourself to stay still a little bit longer than you thought you could. Just relaxing into that space, that softness. And enjoy this time, enjoy this rest. Thank you for joining in this practice with me, for exploring some movement, playing around, perhaps challenging yourself a bit. The light in my heart bows down in honors to this really awesome light within yours. Namaste.